Hi, you guys ask, and it's time for me to answer your questions. Let's start with Jillian questions asking me, what do I do when I'm not sewing, baking, and teaching? I'm spamming you on Instagram. I know, I'm addicted. Help me, I need to stop that. I really need to stop spamming people on Instagram. And you probably heard the little buzz. Yeah, that's my phone every time I got a message. And avoid the phone. You guys know I had some serious back problems, and that resulted in some very bad pain, and I had to go surgeries, and since that I didn't come back to a full-time permanent employment, actually just do freelance work, as my health is the most important thing. Most people want to know what I actually do. I'm a project manager in a special project, so I used to look at big businesses and say this is what is going wrong and tell them what to do. Yeah, fussy. I'm very fussy. And work for really big multinationals, and now I just take freelance work, and which gives me time to sew, which is great. Also, the bad part is that when you're not working a full-time job, you have to remember to get changed. Not wear pajamas every day, and the blog is fantastic because I actually, as an excuse to prettify myself, as you can see, glamorized. I don't look like that every day. Okay, let's go for another question. When did I start sewing, and what was my learning process? If I would not be amazingly passionate about sewing, I probably would have give up, because I didn't have an education course to start. When I recovered from one of my surgeries, I was a little bit bored. I always wanted to learn how to sew and design, and always been very creative. My job didn't allow me to, because I worked 7 to 7, really high pressure job, managing loads of people, so I didn't have time. So when I had the time, I decided, well, I'm gonna do, then he got me a sewing machine for Christmas, December 2009, and I took an education course. It was 20 people, loads of us. I still talk to some of the girls that I learned. Chris is my best friend. I met her at the course, and she's also Brazilian, so you see some of her stuff sometimes on the blog. And well, it took 6 months to make a skirt, and I didn't learn how to put a zipper. Okay, and then I really start to look at how I'm gonna learn, and reading the blogs was something I used to help me, but I feel books are, professional courses and a lot of book, and good books really helped me to learn. So I kind of self-taught for 2 years. Then I did loads of pattern design courses, and every time I go to Brazil, I said, oh, I'm on holiday, I'm working, I just need a little bit of time to sew, and I meet amazing people. There's a method of pattern cutting that called Yoli, which is brilliant. It's like couture, you dress for yourself, so a lot of my things that I do, I only, do my size. Some people ask me if I would consider drafting my patterns to sell. I don't know, I enjoy the process of seeing people wearing my dress, like people that made my Brazilian dress. Oh my god, I love you, you're amazing, because you made it into something to fit you, and I didn't give you any instructions, which I'm very bad about. But I don't know, the reason is that there's too many pattern companies out there, and I can do things just for myself if I want to. So I don't feel, I have a quite strong vision about what I like. I'm not sure a lot of people would be interested on exactly that kind of point of view, and I'm happy just to that point of view for myself. And people ask me what's my approach to life. Well, I'm Brazilian, which means that it's party carnival all the time. No, that's not like that, but I'm quite a positive person. I see always when something gets me down, I see a way of turning around. So, pat back, sewing fanatic. See? Perfect. Let's just read other questions. If I could sew for any historical figure. Oh gosh, I don't want to sew for anyone, sorry. I just can't say. I like asked my mom, she keeps telling me, oh, can you sew me this, can you sew me that? I was like, no mom, my neighbor's dying for me to sew something for them. No, sorry. I don't want to sew for any person. It's like, thank you very much. I'm already a bad client for myself. I'm very, very difficult. Marianne, love you, girl. Asked me what I end up doing after my MBA and how I'm, dressed for work. Well, I have loads of work clothes. So when I have important meetings, I just grab my old clothes, and I don't want to sew for work. So it's just kind of interesting about how the interface corporate with more out, fashion. And to me, the truth is, like, pencil skirt, like a lot of my clothes, like fitted trousers and the short dresses, they actually work for work so it's kind of an interesting thing. I actually feel that a lot of my off-duty is quite work appropriate if I change the length. I'm actually in a crazy length idea, either short or either really long. What's wrong with me? Okay, some people ask me to help me with drafting something. I don't know how I can talk about that, so I'll put some information on the blog. Most favorite garment I ever made. Always the latest one. I always get excited about seeing a vision come to life. But my Sherlock horse, which is my wool moho wear cape, was a turning point for me, because until that point that I made that, I realized, wow, how much my skills have grown. And because you never believe in yourself, like, you sew different things and you learn a little bit by a little bit. So every project you learn, and even now I feel like even if I mess up, it doesn't look messed up as much, because my bad is not as bad as before, and all those different things. And I felt when I made that cape really did have a turnaround on the point of quality of what I produce. Any products you like to make but feel too intimidated? Actually, the thing for me is not feeling intimidated, because actually if I feel intimidated about something, I gotta try, and I gotta do it, because I like a challenge, and maybe that's what I'm used to. And when the kind of work I used to do was very competitive, so now I take a little bit easy for myself. So I kind of take the competitiveness on my sewing, like, what can I do it better and better? So I don't have anything that I would like to make to be intimidated. When I want to make something, I go and say, oh, I'm gonna make it, and I cut it, and see how it goes. And if it goes wrong, I learn so much from it. And I think that's what the best approach to grow as a sewist was, just make stuff, and it doesn't go right, sorry. It's fabric. And of course, we buy expensive fabric, but I'll tell you, when I start sewing, the teacher she used to make us buy really expensive clothes, and we never made anything. So, I already learned to cut really expensive stuff really early, so I'm not kind of afraid for that. Favorite color is navy, but I love print, and so everything with exciting print, it will be on my sewing plate. Let's go. I'm trying to do it as quick as possible, because over 15 minutes this video is going to be really boring. So, what's my staple meal? Oh gosh, Brazilian food. Please, I need to eat Brazilian food every day, but it doesn't happen. Well, today I made Brazilian dinner, so I'm happy. To be honest, what I eat for breakfast generally are like poached egg or scrambled eggs and smoked salmon or any kind of fish. That's mainly because I've been eating Dukan for a while, and I really love that lifestyle. I don't do Dukan anymore. I can eat cake, yes, and I can eat bread, which I love baking bread. So, so my staple food is, like, I would say, normally my breakfast always involves some kind of egg, and then lunch it would be whatever left over for dinner. Why do I have to make lunch just for lunch, right? Just for one. And so I'd say, you know, cheese bread. Tilly would know. All the friends that we went to the sewing bee when you know, Brazilian cheese bread will be my favorite staple meal. I can eat cheese bread all day. Someone asked me to describe how I manage pack my sewing machine in my luggage. Wow. Well, get a big luggage. Well, Brazil have 32 kilos, so I could take 2 bags of 32 kilos. So I left the sewing machine original package, and I rolled loads of the fabrics that I wanted to take with me for the projects. I rolled them in a roll, and I tuck in around the sewing machine. I make sure everything was quite nicely packed, and then around the sewing machine, when I put that in the bag, I made sure like that it was, because what happened is when the bags comes out of the roller, it goes on the corners that break. So I make sure all the corners were very well wrapped, so nothing would get into the corner, and I just packed faux, so no room to move. It went to Brazil and it worked. Well, it's still my machine, my original machine that I got in 2009 is still here. That was a cheaper version machine that I got. Guys, I need to cut this fringe. I can't bear myself watching this video. Okay, if there was only allowed to use one fabric to make projects for the whole year, oh, isn't that like terrifying to say just one fabric? I'm a big fan of cotton sateen because of I like clothes very well fitted, so I don't wear a lot of loose shaping clothes. I'm wearing some now, but I don't like wearing anything too constricted, so I like comfort. So cotton sateen is perfect because it fits well on the body and it gives you some comfort and the structure, so I like tailored, so it kind of worked for me. So if I was in the fabric type regime 1 year, I would just do loads of cotton sateen, and actually I did loads anyway, so that would be okay. What are one of my favorite things to create in order to relax? To be honest, baking and eating. Seriously, eating. How can I not love eating? So when I want to relax, I bake. So it's what I do. Where are the main steps that brought you creatively to where I am today? To be honest, I think it's just trying everything without thinking if I'm gonna fail, you know, and if I fail, not really read into it, really, you know, and I actually kind of, what happened for me, that's how I developed as a sewist. So if I had an epic fail, I have epic fails all the time. They tend to come on the vlog, but recently my epic fails are not being so bad because maybe I get to a point that I can really understand matching the right fabric to the pattern, and that's a big thing. I think 0.5% of successful sewing is right fabric for the right pattern, and the other part is I try to sew when I'm in it, you know, when I'm tired, I just don't sew. I don't have to sew. I sew because I love it. So if I spend a week without sewing and I feel okay because I want to watch TV, it's okay, you know. So I only sew when I'm there. And so, for example, I have this forget about as a mirror image. I have this shirt for a month there because I want to choose the right buttons. So I haven't done the buttonholes, and I know I have to do the collars before the buttons, but there's a creative part of the process that until I'm not happy with there, I don't do it. So for example, until I know exactly how I want to get to that with that pattern, then I don't sew it. It's not that it's a waffle, it's perfectly, it's the fit is right, everything is sewn well. It's just waiting for that moment, and I think sewing inspired helped to not have any epic failure. Let's look. I would like to know why you moved to the UK. Well, I worked for this big multinational and they transferred me, and I met my other half 6 months in the country, and he's English, and it's been almost 10 years. if I'm planning to move back to Brazil, I don't know. Let's just say at the moment we're happy in the UK, and when the time comes and we want to be in Brazil, then we'll go to Brazil, because, you know, it's one of those things, when is the right time. And what do I miss most about Brazil besides friends and family? Food. I miss food. I'm trying to go so fast because I didn't imagine you guys would give me so many questions. So if I miss any question, I'd do a vlog too, but I really need to go quick. What is my favorite fabric to wear? And so I already answered. And what's my favorite color? I already answered that. That's navy. How do I grow my blog from the first post? To be honest, like most bloggers, organically. Writing how I wanted to write, finding my voice was kind of on the job kind of process. I think my blog been growing readership mainly because people are interested to see how creatively, what I do creatively, and I love that because it feels like my point of view as, I want to say a sewer, I would say a designer, because the way we create things to fit us and to match the way we choose fabric and things, we're actually designing a look, creating. So I like that kind of validation, but I don't write for other people, I write for myself. And sometimes you will see I make loads of show and tell, like this is what I made, because I'm sewing so much, I'm in a strong creative person, so I'm just producing loads. Sometimes you will see me in a thoughtful way, where I just talking about future of pattern instructions, or talking about how blogs being evolving with social media and interfering with blogs. So it's kind of I find it really hard to have a calendar, a blog calendar, because actually I write, if I have something interesting to talk and to say, I will go and tell you and we want to have a conversation. If I'm on a creative making mode and I just want to show you different things because that's where I am at the moment, so I show you that. So not giving my blog a direction is actually the direction of, it's really my blog is like an extension of how I feel at the moment. So I'm gonna have to stop at 17 minutes, and I think if you're still listening to me, well done. And the other questions I'll just do a vlog too, and I really hope you enjoy that conversation with me. And if you want to, ask me anything, you still write down a question on that post, and or in this post if you want to, and I'll do a two. And the last thing is that I was thinking, when a reader asked me how to do something, immediately when I read the question I visualized how to explain, but I'm really bad at illustrating with professional tools, illustrators and InDesign. Because I was thinking I could just do a reader's ask how to do something. So if I figure out how to do that professionally, because I don't want to do a rubbish design. Like, you don't want to see me drawing, seriously. You don't want to see me drawing. And I will think about, because I really could think that would be a fun series to do. Readers Ask Rachel, how do you hack that? It wouldn't be fun? I think so. If I can figure a way to put it something nice, then I will, and then I will ask you challenge. Oh, I'll be scared. Okay, I hope to see you guys soon, and thanks for reading me.